same questions about what I do with my day. So we're going to talk about that too. But first, I want you to know, for me, even being here on the stage, this is like a homecoming for me. I mean, I started here. I started in Jersey. I'm from Long Island. When I first started out, there was nobody on Long Island. I had found a website and said, I want to learn about this, and I just called somebody, and you know who on the other end, I don't even see him in here right now, James Needleman was on the other end. Here he is. James. Now, I have to tell you, I did an internet search, and that's it. I landed with James. And I started talking to him. I said, I don't know what this upline, downline, I don't know what any of this means. I'm just looking for help. I just want more information. He was at the Young Living Convention when I was talking to him. He answered his phone, and he was walking somewhere, and when he opened the door to wherever he was walking, there was Jeffrey and Gail Land. They were my upline. It was so serendipitous, right, how this all came around. Well, from there, I started coming to New Jersey, because this is it. This is my leadership. This is where I came to learn from. And I truly believe, I don't believe it, I know it. I'm where I am today and able to stand here because of all that foundational support and the gifts of not just Jeffrey and Gail Land, which I so appreciate you guys, but all the leadership here, from James, from, Sue, Ursula, of course, Ursula and Marlene. I don't know if Marlene's in the room, I haven't seen her, but, we have like such amazing, Nancy. I remember Nancy talking me off the ledge one time in the bathroom, when I was like, I need to be with my family. She's like, you're okay, you're okay. There's like, I'm looking at these faces, and I've seen so many of you all come up to hug me, and I'm like, I just love being back here. So thank you for being so welcoming and having me back. Great group here. Okay, so a day in the life of a Crown Diamond. All right, so here's my schedule. It's my loose schedule here, but I'm up early. I'm up between 4 and 5 a.m. I drink a lot of water. You're going to realize why I'm even telling you any of this, right? And I do personal development. I do my reading. I do my listening to things, audio. I do the things. I get my head straight before I even start my day. I find that most of the questions that people ask, or most of the concerns they have within their business, like Caitlin was talking about on the panel, she was saying, it's because you haven't centered yourself to even have your day. You haven't centered yourself in your vision. You haven't centered yourself in your mission. Why are you even doing any of this? I start every day that way, and then I revisit it several times throughout the day. So my entire business, my whole culture, my whole everything, my whole vision or mission is around that vision. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that is the most important part of my day. I don't go further in my day until I have done this. Okay? Otherwise, I feel like you guys, like many of you, do you feel like you're floating through your day, you're not even really sure what you should be doing? Yeah. That's exactly how I feel today. Even as a Crown Diamond, that's exactly how I feel if I don't do this piece. So I don't make this a weekly check-in or even a morning check-in. This is an all-day long check-in that I do, but I start my day this way. Okay? So then between 6:45, usually that time, that is my time that I'm really on. That's when I'm like the clearest. I can answer emails and do my social media posts. Like think out how I want that vision that I just did. I can now know how I want it to go out into the world. Okay, so that is my time. So whether I'm doing it right there, I usually don't post at that time. I just set up for my post or schedule. I know what I'm going to be doing at that time. I start to map out my day then, because when I get into my actual work day, and when I'm like building out my content, when I'm doing that, I want it done. I want it succinct. I work very efficiently. That is one thing. I built to Diamond working full-time in another job. Full-time. And having 2 kids, well, 3 kids, but I already had my daughter. And I got pregnant and had 2 other kids during that time. So I am very efficient in what I'm doing. I'm still the same way. I want to be very efficient. I want to stop my day at a certain time because I know I start to lose steam. And once I start to lose steam, even mental steam, if I start to lose that steam, it is going to take me 3 hours to do not as effectively as what I could have done in 15 minutes if I was on. You see what I'm saying? So I schedule my day around my peak thinking time, my peak, how do I feel the best? That's what, or when do I feel the best? That's when I schedule my day around for my content delivery and my most work. Then my kids are up and getting ready for school. 6:45 to 8 o'clock, that's what I'm doing. I do exercise, usually between 8 and 9:30, I'm exercising. Why am I exercising? To feel good. The human body is designed for movement. It's just as simple as that. I take things to a very basic common sense level, okay? The human body is designed for movement, so I move. Okay? And during that time, I'm listening to, I have books on audio, you know? I listen to those books on audio. I have listened to The Science of Getting Rich, I don't know how many times now, probably 100 times already. You know, it just goes on and on and on. I listen to it over and over again. So there are several books that I have that I just, you know, study and listen to over and over because I need to be repetitive, because I hear something different each time. You guys have that too, where you just, you know, not only because you just can't hear it all the first time, but sometimes you grow, and then when you grow, you're able to hear it differently, or you're finally able to receive it. Make sense? So I do a lot of that, do that in the morning again. So now look at how much personal development I've done before I even walk into my office. You see that? So by the time I walk into my office, and when Christina comes in, Christina's somewhere around here, over there, you probably see us live again a lot, but anyway, so by the time Christina comes in, you know, we are sitting there and we are in content. That's what we do. And believe it or not, it's not so much in Young Living. I have another company now. I've always had another company. I still do not work full-time in Young Living. I never have. I have another company called Living Fit Club. So we actually work in that. So starting at that time, that's what I'm mostly doing. Get back to work, new content. I connect with Young Living. I connect with prospects, leaders. You know, I start to do new stuff, whatever. I just make all those connections. Like Susan was saying before, sometimes just even a quick text, you know, just something that people know you're around, or I'll go live in one of my private groups. You know, I just try to make some sort of connection with people so they know that I'm around and everything, but I'm, again, not fully devotional to Young Living because I do have another career still. How many people have another career and wonder how you're going to do it all? And you're a parent at the same time, right? It can be done, guys. It can be. It's just getting really focused on what you're doing and understanding why you're doing it. When you know why you're doing it, I wake up every day, I can't wait to get to work. I actually have to schedule my rest time. Because I would work, I'm serious, I'm that. I would work 24/7 otherwise, because I just enjoy what I'm doing so much, and I believe in what I'm doing so much, that I would just keep on working. So I actually have to schedule in rest. Okay, then I take my lunch. When I take lunch, I'm away from work. I will not sit and do work during lunch, ever. Because I need that time. I need the time to move away from that, to get my head into something else, because that's when, again, more creativity comes in. You know, I'm able to like clear out what I was doing for the morning, go have lunch, and then I start the next part of my day. And then I usually stop work around 4 o'clock. That's when my kids get off the bus. So I stop work usually around 4 o'clock, and I have dinner with my family. I have soccer practice like 12 nights a week. So I do all that. And, you know, sometimes, you know, I do family time. Sometimes I have last minute things I have to do. Sometimes I am working on a project, and then it does require a lot more of my time. Like this past week, actually. I was working on a project. I was working every day. I hardly saw my family. Okay, but that's an anomaly. That's not something that happens every day. It's not a rule, in other words. You know, that's something that's just, every once in a while it shows up like that, and I do it. I'm in bed usually around 8:30. Between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. I need that rest time. I get up early, I need the rest time, I need to be able to clear my head, I need to be doing something other than working, because that's really healthy for me to do. That's often when I have my new ideas, right? Because you're always looking for new and fun ideas, right? And that's the time that I get more creative. So I need that wind down time. And then I do personal development to finish with, because I always need to get my head, again, I want to go to sleep in the right frame of mind, right? And then that's it, and then I start the day again. Okay. Start with why. Anybody read this book? No. Read this book over and over and over and over and over again, and if you've read it, put it on audio and listen to it over and over and over and over and over again. I absolutely love this book, and it is so in alignment with the way that I believe in the culture of doing things, but what I loved about this is that it was a reminder for me when I felt like, okay, like that stuck feeling, like I know what I want to do and I know it's here, but there's something like this missing piece. And when I was listening to this, it like brought it back around again for me. You start with why, you start your mission. Now this is not just you starting with your own personal why. I guarantee you that most of you, if I were to ask you, you're not even clear on your own personal why. So that is going to be one, okay? You need to get clear. And when I say that, your personal why, and then there's your business, which really is going to integrate a lot. But what is your business why? So here you have whatever your company is, right? Whatever you're going to call yourself, because that's what you're doing. When you go into business and young living, you're starting a company, right? You guys think of it like that? Anyone not think of it like that? If you don't, that's part of your problem. Okay? You want to think of it that you're starting a company. This is your company. So what is the mission of your company? Why are you going out into the world? Why are you doing this to begin with? You don't have to share with anybody. You can just enjoy your products. Right? You can just enjoy it. There's no reason for you to go and share with anybody. So why are you doing it? And don't tell me for money, because people really aren't motivated by money. There's something else there that money is going to do for you. It could bring you freedom. It might bring you time. It might get you home with your family a little bit more. It might give you vacations you couldn't have. Maybe it's more philanthropic. Maybe it's all of it. And you didn't have to choose one or the other. But there is some mission that you have there that is getting you to say, okay, I want to do that. Now, when you say that, that should be the thing you lead with. Every post that you're making, okay? We call it points of contact. So every point of contact that you have, whether it's through text, whether it's through talking, whether it's through you made a video, you did a Facebook Live, you did whatever it is, your every point of contact should reflect whatever that mission is that you have of your company. An example that I would give, and this is given a lot in this book, is about Apple. And how Apple just becomes almost like cultish, almost like, you know, it's such a culture, you don't even know why you're buying it anymore. You just know how you feel when you do. Right? And I'm laughing because I'm like, do you really know if that computer is better than this one for what you're using it for? I mean, should you really look at every computer to know that this Apple computer is better than the highest of whatever this PC is? Like, do you put that kind of attention? And I'm cracking up because I'm like one of those people that's like, no, I'm just buying Apple. I'm the person that walks into the store and pronounces myself there and says, sell me something. Anything. You know? I said to Christina a couple weeks ago, I go, you see this watch here? You see this iWatch? She goes, I said, do you know what this does? She goes, honestly, I don't. I go, neither do I, but I want the upgrade. Right? So it's like that. So, you know, but why is that the case? And this is really important to know. Why is that the case? What is it about Apple that Dell did not do for me? You see what I'm saying? You want to be thinking about that same thing when it comes to your business, your company. This is not your uplines company. This is not Young Living. This is your business, your company. What is it about your business that you want the world to know? What do you want them to know about the culture of what you're doing? I'm very clear. When I started, my company in Young Living is called Tri-Harmony Oilers. Right? When I started Tri-Harmony Oilers, I was very clear. I was on a mission to bring a like-minded community together where you felt like a total outcast otherwise, because at the time, nobody knew what essential oils were. People weren't even really into natural living, and organic was like, are you insane? Okay, I mean, this is really where it started out. So for me, I'm like, you know, there are people like me, and I want to give them a place to land, just like I needed that place to land. So I wanted to create a safe community for like-minded people to come together. I wanted to bring hope to people where they may be losing it, whether it's in their wellness or their finances and their abundance or in their prosperity. I wanted to bring hope to them. I'm so clear on that mission that I wake up every day and I can't wait to tell somebody about anything that I'm doing in case it could bring hope to them. You see what I'm saying? That's how you start to build your company. And this is where this book goes into it so much, and I just love everything about it, because it says, you know, you start with your why. Most people will start with their how or their what. Oh, I got the greatest essential oils. Well, everybody's saying that. You know, but no, but mine are really 100% pure. Well, everybody is saying that. You see what I'm saying? So now you're going up against the masses, and people still have no idea why they would choose you over somebody else. Is it because we have, you know, 85%, you know, methyl salicylate in wintergreen? Did anyone ever buy from you for that reason? Or because you told them we have the best lavender or the prettiest bottles or anything of that nature? Has anyone ever made a purchase decision on that? So stop using that. Stop telling people about ingredients unless, like the person, who was, I forgot the name, the one who was it Michelle? Michelle. So what Michelle was saying when she's teaching about non-toxic environment, she's going through ingredients. That's what that crowd wants to hear, right? They want to know that. So she is drawing in a very specific crowd who wants to have a cleaner home life, a more non-toxic home life. That is the perfect thing to say, hey, listen, I'm with you. But her, listen, her mission, if you heard her, her mission was not to eliminate these ingredients. What was the mission? To help people who want to have this non-toxic lifestyle. I can help you. Here's the reason why. The mission came out first. This is what I want to do. Then the how and the what came after that. You see what I'm saying? So you need to start leading with your why. First get clear about your why, what your personal why. And then what is the company culture? What's your business? What's your mission? Get clear on that so that you can put it out in the world and express it in that way. And then people are going to come to you. That's what's going to create your audience. They're going to say, yes, you know what? I align with this person and this mission. That's why I follow. Do you know what a lot of my audience, or why a lot of my audience follows me, what they say to me all the time? Is this: I'm very outspoken. And they relate to that. I'm very cut and dry. I'm very common sense. Would you guys agree with this? Yes. I say it like it is. Yes. Do you think I'm clear on my audience? Yes. Right? Are you clear on your audience? What are they looking for? I know what my audience is looking for. And I know it based on the feedback, and I know it based on who I am, because the target market is me, right? Just like the target market is you. Whatever you do is what you know best. It's what you're going to attract. At least in the moment. Okay. I always do my priorities first. Income-producing activity. What is income-producing activity? It's literal. I know it's very literal. Like, what produces income? But what produces income in Young Living? It's very simple. It's enrolling people, getting them on EO. So that would come to like follow-up, right? Enrolling people and following up. Oh, that's it. That's your income-producing activity. Talking to new people, enrolling them, following up, which would include ER. That's it. Don't overcomplicate this. That's what it is. When you have someone who's tied into your mission, do you think it's going to be difficult to convince them to carry on when you're starting to tell them the how and the what? They're already tied into your why. Isn't it a natural progression to say, oh great, now you're with me on this mission, here's how we're going to do it. And this is what you need to do. And this is what we're going to use for that. Does that make sense? Okay? So I always start with income-producing activity, answer questions, personal development, connecting with team. Those are all my priorities when I'm working with Young Living. Those are my priorities. The next thing I do is I invest in myself. I oil up several times a day. I take lots of supplements. I do. I do not believe that people need to live off supplements. Let me be clear on that. I don't believe that. But I take lots of supplements. I'm coming off a major injury that I had. I exercise a lot, and I'm 43. So all of that has made me take a lot more stuff, and I feel great because of it. And I don't care about doing things that make me feel great, because I want to do things that make me feel great. Right? Can it be that simple? Yeah. If it makes me feel great, I'm going to do it, so I'm doing it. That's it. All right, so some of that is some questions. People ask me what do I take. I only exercise times a day. I take lots of supplements. I drink Ninja, and I live on nitro. I'm powered by nitro. I'm powered by it. Listen, I'm not even on nitro right now. That's how scary that is. I forgot to take it after lunch. This is natural. But I invest in myself. I love the products. I love Young Living. Who here is literally in love with Young Living? Right? If you're not, that's part of your problem. It's your business. Do you think that Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, do you think they were in love with the concept of Apple and what they were producing and the people who were still running the company today? You think they were in love with it? They were. They're in love with it. Find something to be in love with. I am in love with it. When I look at my oils, when I see the whole thing of my oils, when I see stuff, I'm literally, it's like almost ridiculous. And after all this time, to still be so in love with it, like I'm like that kind of passionate about it. I light up when I see a nitro box. I was like, you have nitro? Like, and I have 10 boxes at home. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I light up with these things. Does anyone else relate to this? Like, you just get so excited, you light up? Okay, so if you're not there, that's going to be another, dare I say, like, obstacle, right? You need to find something that you are in love with about Young Living. Otherwise, you're just like, why not just go sell paper clips? Right? Why Young Living? Do you see how I keep coming back to it? Why Young Living? Why? If you can't answer it for yourself, how in the world is your target market, anybody out there, going to be able to answer? They need to feel it. They're going by what they feel from you? Do you feel from me that I love Young Living, and I love the products, and I love the business, and I want to bring home? You could feel that. But they're feeling the same thing from you. So you have to get clear yourself on what it is that drives you. Where is that passion? Because people are going to be related to that feeling. All buying decisions, unless you're a psychopath, all buying decisions are based on emotion. Women, you could just clue your husbands into this too when they think that's not the case. It is, okay? It's true. Every buying decision is based on emotion. Now, you may think it out to the point where you're okay with feeling that way, but it's all based on emotion. It's human. Again, unless you're a psychopath. It's human, okay? That's human nature. So you want to be able to not only tap into your own emotion, but you want to be able to speak to other people and their emotions. I'm going to give you a good example of this, in fact, because a lot of people are probably sitting there going, nope, I just think it out. Okay? What does Volvo sell? Somebody said it.
Safety.
Safety. Volvo sells safety.
Safety.
Why would you buy Volvo over a Hyundai?
Safety.
Right. What does Ferrari sell? Speed. Sex. Right? Look, you see how you guys are able to come out with this? Because the marketing teams behind these cars knew exactly what they were doing. That's why you're saying, no, I am going to drive a Lexus instead of driving, I don't know, I'm not really a car person, but I should, it's bad examples now. Think of another car. Honda, right? I'm going to buy a Lexus instead of a Honda. Why would somebody buy a Lexus instead of a Honda? Luxury. You see what I'm saying? These companies are not stupid. They know, even if you don't know, they know why you buy things. They know that. They're called industrial psychologists, by the way. I worked side by side with them. They know exactly why you buy things. Okay? They do. So knowing that and knowing it's based on emotion, you could use those kind of, again, hate to use the word manipulation, but it really kind of is. But you could use it in a much more positive way to impact the world in a positive way. Make sense? And that's the space I'm talking about coming from. So fall in love with something about Young Living, or go sell paper clips.
Or something.
Yeah. All right, so here's some challenge. I've done this in Living Fit Club. We've done this with our team a little bit. 1 bottle a day for 3 days. Not eating anything else. But doing this as a fast. Doing this as a fast. 1 bottle a day for 3 days. And you can order it. Yes. Go out there and order it. Who's willing to take that up and try that? Right? You are going to feel unbelievable. 1 bottle a day for 3 days as a fast. Listen, if you can't do 3 days, do 1 day. I mean, really, think it out, you know? Just do 1 day. And go from there. But you see how I can mess with your head? I said 3 days, and people are like, I gotta eat. If I had told you 8 hours, you would have said, I could do it for 4. You see what I'm saying? I could already get into your head. So I'm telling you 3 days. If you did it for 1, would it still have benefits? Yes. Yes. Okay? So bottle a day for 3 days. Bottle a day for 10 days. Okay. Next thing. Eat real food. Please eat real food. I mean, again, I'm bringing out a lot of common sense here. But you want to fuel your body optimally. You want to be out there. You want to do all these great things. You want to build this RCD multi-million-dollar business. But are you behaving like that? Are you someone who's fueling yourself up optimally to be able to even do these things? How many of you were tired by 1 o'clock and you woke up at 10? Right? I mean, think about it. Think about it. Nourish yourself. When you nourish your body, you're getting those cells to work optimally. You're also nourishing your mind, your brain, those chemicals that make you feel good or bad, or all these emotions that are happening. Those are fueled by amino acids. They're fueled by minerals. They're fueled by vitamins, especially B vitamins, right? These are the things that fuel them. So if your brain is feeling all sorts of foggy and not on and you can't figure things out, ding, ding, ding. You know, certain things we know about physiology. Why do we keep working against physiology? Work with your body. Eat real food. Get your nutrition. Exercise. Am I hitting any nerves here? I mean, you all know this, right? So again, this is what you want to do. You want to allow yourselves to function at optimal levels. You want to create that environment for inspiration. Somebody said before, they were asking what happens when you get stuck, and I loved all the answers, and those are all strategies I've used myself. Sometimes it's getting up and walking around, just literally moving when you feel stuck. Just doing something different. Sometimes it's saying, you know what? I didn't eat exactly what I wanted to eat that could fill me up. I'm going to just get focused. For my next meal, I'm just going to eat the thing that I know, even if it's an apple. I'm just going to eat the thing that I know is going to fill my body and give me my vitality. The least I could do for myself is that. Then let's take it to the next step, right? There are so many tools you have at your fingertips that maybe you're not even relating to this and being successful in business. Now, can people who become billionaires eat McDonald's? Yeah, they do. Is that my point? No, that's not the point. What I'm saying is if you want to work optimally and from a creative position, because there's a difference between creative and competitive, right? If you want to work from a creative position, make sure you're working optimally creatively. That's what I mean. There are people who are competitive that also get to the top. Do you know what happens with those people? Has anyone been in a competition before? How does it feel? Right? You feel like you're just constantly going, and just the innate idea of a competition means that somebody's winning and somebody's losing. So there's always this pressure, right? If I have to do it quicker than someone else, or better than someone else, or whatever it is, there's always this pressure. But what if you were to understand the universe and exactly how it is, and that there's abundance for everybody? Wouldn't you prefer to work more creatively so that you don't have that constant pressure and that constant, you know? Why would you do that? Why not do something that's more creative? So that you can just flow through, you can lift others up, you can create win-win situations instead of feeling like you're always working against another oil company or against another cross line or against whatever. I don't know, you could all come up with things, right? Like, if you feel like you're doing that uphill thing and you're always struggling, maybe take on a different strategy, becoming more creative rather than competitive. Make sense? Losing anybody yet? All right, I'm almost done. Okay. No. Okay, rest day. So this is really important to me. I take a rest day. I told you I have to schedule my rest day. I'm in my rest day right now. No, I'm just kidding. This is rest. No, but I take a rest day. I go on no social media. You teach people how to treat you, right? By the way, my business has never suffered as a result, ever. Okay? I take a rest day every week. I make sure, and usually it is from about Friday night to Sunday morning. Obviously, this is shifted a little bit because I'm doing this today. I take a rest day. I am on no social media. I am with my family. I just have to rest. Does anyone agree with that? Just have to rest. I hear people say, I'm up I work till 2 o'clock. There's some like badge of honor that's going around like, my hustle. I was up till 2 o'clock and then I got up at 6. I'm like, really? You're really inefficient. Like, I have never had to do that. I'm sleeping at 2 o'clock, okay? Just get better at your day when you're up. And then you don't have to be up all night, okay? Get clear on your mission, get clear on your vision, and then you can be succinct in your activities. Make sense? Okay. You want to rejuvenate. It helps you get inspired. Spend quality time with family and friends. And quite frankly, it shows the world that you're not a psycho. I mean, think about it. When you're sitting there going, I'm so awesome, I'm grinding, I worked 52 hours today. The world is watching you. Who do you know that's going to turn around and be like, I can't wait to do that? Right? Who's going to want to do that? One of my mentors gave me great advice several years ago. She said, when I said I was making more money, but I couldn't show it. I had like nothing to show for it. Has that happened to anybody? You feel like if you just make more money, then everything would be all settled, and then you make more money and you're like, what in the what? Where is it? Right? So I was speaking to one of my mentors about this, right? You relating this to? So I was speaking to one of my mentors about this several years ago, and she said to me, well, you're doing it all wrong. She's also my financial advisor, just so we're clear on what's about to come out of my mouth. She goes, you're doing it all wrong. I said, what are you talking about? She said, you want to build your success from vacation to vacation. I was like, Didn't you just hear what I said? I'm telling you that I feel like I have no money after I'm making more money, and you're telling me build from vacation to vacation. She said, you must listen to me and do this. She's like, I don't care if it's one day off, if it's an overnight somewhere, if it's, I don't care what it looks like for you, but you must build vacation and do it from the beginning of the year on and do it right now and watch what happens. And she was 100% correct, because you know what happens? You get on a whole different energy about what you're going to do in that time, building up to that next vacation. It changed everything for me. And I didn't do it at a time when I had all this money. I did it when I was down and I needed to trust my mentor. Got it? I needed to be coachable. And I'm very coachable. So I listened to this. And I said, okay, I'm going to build it. Now again, it doesn't look like the vacations I could take today. At the time, it looked like an overnight here or something, like whatever I could do, even local, whatever. It just was something that would get me excited about. That I knew I was building up into that time, and for that time, and then I would have before, and she told me, before you leave, you must have the next one scheduled. Okay? So building, so you know your next ones. It changed the face of my entire business and the way that I do business. Because I always know when I get the break, and I can't wait to see how much I could do before I get that break. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay? So just another way of thinking about it. Oh, act. You're going to get inspiration during this rest time, whether it's on vacation, whether it's the once a week or whatever you choose to do, you're going to get inspiration. You need to act. The hardest thing for me is that it always comes on my rest day. It drives me nuts. So what I do is I text myself, or I will put in my notes or whatever, that's it. But I made a promise and a commitment not to work during that time. So I act on it, but I have to, because if you don't write it in, by the way, and if you're like me, I totally forget by the next day. I was like, what was it? I had this really awesome idea. What? You know, so I make sure that I write it down so that the next day comes, I can get right to work. I know what I want to be doing. You will get inspired during these times. Make sure you're writing it down and then act on it right away the next day. You don't need to know how. I know this is going to sound counterintuitive. You don't need to know how. You just must start taking forward action. Because when you start taking steps, even if you have no idea where it's going to go and where it's going to lead and how it's going to be there, when you start taking those steps, sometimes you have to take those first couple of steps for the next ones to reveal themselves. But if you're so busy trying to see the end point, how in the world are you going to take the first couple of steps? Right? You got to take those first couple of steps. Kind of like the example I've heard several times that if you were going to go from New York to California in your car, are you staring at California the whole time? No, you only see a few feet in front of you, right? You don't need to see the destination. You just need to keep moving in that direction. Okay, bless you. Okay. I totally forgot why I put this in here. Okay, so I probably covered it. I totally forgot. Okay, now, investing in your business, okay? And it makes your day flow with ease. So one of the words or phrases that we use to trigger our brain in my organization with my leadership is with ease. So when everything feels like a struggle, or if we feel like we're like going up against a wall a little bit, we can't figure something out, or whatever it is, we use the phrase with ease. We said it so much over several weeks to a few months that now that when we're speaking to each other, if we hear something in someone else and we say with ease, it automatically stops that path, that conversation, and it brings us back around to the core issue of going to the vision and, you know, allowing things to happen and being able to receive it. Anyway, that's another thing. Anyone have trouble receiving? I totally am in that category. I have to like self-talk into receiving. I'm such a giver, and I want to keep putting out that receiving has not always come easy to me. So I have to be like conscious about accepting, receiving, and gratitude. By the way, your vision, when you put your vision together, do you know what your vision is fueled by? Gratitude. That is the only thing that fuels your vision. So when you have something that you want to do, whatever it is, you need to instantly get in the state of gratitude that you have it. Even if you don't know what it is, just be grateful for it. It's that sense that you have to have. If you don't have gratitude for wherever you're at, I always have to say, like, okay, I don't know what this means, and it really sucks right now, but thank you for this opportunity to learn from it. I mean, sometimes it feels like that, but that's what I mean. It's like really stepping back, being like, okay, I know there's a greater message here. I don't know what it is yet, and this is very uncomfortable. I have not seen anyone become successful without being uncomfortable. Would you agree? Right? A lot of people think that success should look like woo, and like the easy breezy and all this stuff. I've never, ever, ever seen people grow without going through discomfort. Ever. Okay. Invest in your business. So things that help me grow with ease. If you have a computer on your Mac, you can edit, write, and preview. Now this is for people doing like maybe social media stuff. Are there people here doing a lot of like social media things or having materials to hand out or whatever? Start to learn your programs. I hear too many people say, well, I'm not good at tech. Well, guess what? That's not good enough. That's not good enough. If you want to say I'm not good at tech, then remain a star, senior star, whatever it is that you're at and stuck at, and feel good about that, because that's the mentality that goes along with it. And I'm being real serious now, okay? I'm not good at a lot of things. I couldn't even find an app on my phone the other day that was in front of my face. You know, I don't know how to shut volume off half the time. I cannot work my TV for shit. It's like, I can't, you know? But there are things that it's just not good enough then, okay? There are things that you must learn. You must sit there, you must get frustrated, you must go through it, you must go through Google and YouTube and whatever else, and you must get better at it. Because you don't grow unless you grow, okay? So stop using those excuses, I'm not good at that. Well, guess what? That's not good enough. Get good at it, whatever it is. So here on Mac, the programs, well, I use different type of programs, but when I started out, Preview and iMovie, which comes with your Mac, I use those all the time. I'm sure stuff comes with PCs also. Where's James? I'm sure you have the equivalent of whatever that is, you know. But use the programs that already come with your computer. For apps, I most use sites and apps. I started out with iMovie. I do a lot of video stuff, so for people out there who do video things, I do them in iMovie. I now use Final Cut Pro, which is just the upgrade from that. For apps on my phone, Spark Post is by far my favorite. Anybody use Spark Post? It's free. I hope you're all writing this down. Taking a picture of something, right? This is how you're going to communicate with the world. Don't you want it to look good? That brings the other thing. I see so many people sharing things and their images are like, right? If you don't care about what you are putting out that represents your company, how do you expect the people seeing it to care about your company? So, Spark Post I use the most. Canva, WordSwag, those are great too. Preview, again, that's in, I forgot what I used that for. Anyway, Keynote, PowerPoint for events. Because I can manipulate preview is what I was really saying. And then FaceTime, I use if you have a Mac, I use eCam. I don't know if there's an equivalent for PCs or, you know, for the other stuff. But you can do it directly from your computer. I use eCam because it gives me a little more flexibility. I can screen share from it, and I often screen share. So I use eCam for that, and then Zoom. Anybody using Zoom? I mean, just all very easy things to use. Okay, hardware. If you are going to be doing Facebook Lives and you are using your phone to do that, can you please invest in a tripod? Please? They're really inexpensive. Get a tripod. Again, it's how it's representing you. Now, it's different when you're out there going, I'm on my walk and this is what, you know, you don't necessarily need that. But when you're there and you're trying to say something and you're like this and it's all like, this is the message I want to give to you. It's like, whoo, like I need Dramamine now. So get a tripod. Invest in your business in that way. At the very least, buy a microphone. You could get little microphones for your phone. Okay, get a little microphone. It makes the sound quality that much better. Okay, again, these are little things that you could do when you're first starting out. These are little things that you could do for your business that kind of just put you in a little bit different position. And the people who are watching you, even though they're not liking and commenting, they're totally stalking you. And they're looking to see how you're putting yourself out there in the world. Be the best representation of you and your business. That's a point of contact. Again, it's going back to that. That's a point of contact. Be clear about how you're representing yourself. Okay? Make sure you have space to record on your phone. One of the things when I upgrade my phones, I always get the highest amount of gigs that I could get just because I know I need that space. The worst thing is when you're in like the most perfect position to do a live and you're like, crap, okay, I gotta delete. You know, you want to make sure you have enough space in your phone. That's so you. You want to make sure you have enough space in your phone that you don't have to worry about that. I mean, again, simple little things that you could be doing. Have some forethought. This is your business. By the way, all that stuff, write off. Okay? Write off. All right, invest in quality images. If you can't take the quality images yourself, which I often can't. I mean, sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I had a great picture like this, and I look outside and it's like raining and gross and like winter, you know? So then I'm like, okay, I can't do that, but you could go get quality images from Pixabay. You could go to, I use iStock Photo often. They are a little more expensive to go to, so you could go to Pixabay, get it for free. If you go into Spark Post, you get those images for free as well. And they're great images, so you could go in there. If I need like bigger pictures and higher resolution, I go into iStock Photo. So like if I'm doing it for presentations or whatever, I need something in particular, then I'll go into iStock Photo. There's some things that I put music to. When I do that, I go into Audio Jungle. Okay? And this is not for people who are just starting out who's like, what in the world is she talking about? This is for people who maybe have gone, you know, a few steps further and you're looking to up the quality and you're looking to up your game a little bit because your business calls for it at that point to do that. These are the things, the tools that I use. Okay? All right, you're in business, act like it. Learning never ends. You want to constantly train. Okay, I love this from Walt Disney. Anyone study Walt Disney? Don't be ashamed. Listen, I'm a Disney freak. I love it. I study the masters. I consider Disney a master amongst many others. I study Richard Branson also. Anyone else? Yeah, I know you do. I study people that have come before me or contemporaries that have done really amazing things with, especially the ones that kind of started out with nothing, the ones that are really self-made and had this like great idea and whatever and carried on. I study them. I want to know how they think. I want to know what they did. I want to know how they moved through life. Right? I studied them for that reason. Walt Disney says, I dream, I test my dreams against my beliefs. I take risks and I execute my vision to make those dreams come true. I love that. But if you're not tapped into your dreams, if you're not clear about your own why and the why of your company, how in the world can you possibly do that? You see how it keeps swinging back around to that? A lot of times people are trying to start from here. They're trying to start from like building the roof instead of the foundation. How in the world do you do that? Is it working? Didn't work for me when I did that. You must start with that foundation, and then you will see yourself prosper, you'll see your business prosper, you'll see your mission and your vision being fulfilled. But you must build that foundation first, and you must get clear, and that's what it is. It's the clarity of why you're even doing it, and then have that reflect in every point of contact, so that when people speak to you, they know exactly who you are and what you're doing. I have more people contact me. People say, how do you get people to do business? Because I talk about the business, number one, right? I have more people come to me today and ask to do business with me than anything else. Why do you think that would be? I'm very clear on my mission. I speak it often. I don't even have to say the same words. I would say that it kind of flows out of me. Would you agree that there's more of an energy around it that brings it some clarity? Am I someone you would want to do business with?
Yes. Yes.
You need to be somebody that people want to follow. You need to be somebody. You don't have to be me, and you don't have to be, I have a certain market. I have a certain audience. You're going to have maybe a different audience, but regardless, I always say every color is represented at the top. You guys familiar with the color personalities? Yeah. You have your yellows, reds, greens, and blues. Every single one is represented at the top. Every single one. Don't be somebody else. Be you really well. Unless you complain a lot, then nobody wants that. Okay. I have a surprise for you. I created a new sharing tool for everybody to use. It is a video. It is a 26-minute video that explains everything about the business of Young Living. It takes everyone through the journey, and at the very end, it refers people back to you. Okay? It is live right now on both Vimeo and YouTube, and it is downloadable.
Wow.
So you take it, and you put it on your own YouTube or Vimeo, so that when you send the link out, it comes from you. Okay? This. Watch it already. So it's launched today. This is my gift to you guys today. It will be available to everybody in Young Living. It is 100% free for you to use.
I was talking with my wonderful leader here, and we were talking. She got to let me preview this video, and we went through a bunch of it, and I watched a bunch of it, and it was mind-blowingly amazing.
Yeah.
You guys, if you use this properly, it's going to explode your business. This is so exciting. It's something you've been waiting for. In the old days, we used to get, I've been network marketing since 1972. So, in the old days, we used to get DVDs or cassette tapes, and we hand out with the message, and you'd hand the message to every single person you meet. You're going to want to hand this message to every single person you meet.
Up here a second while I'm just talking a little bit, talking it out. I just want some more people. Melissa, you know I'm talking about you. And where's Alice? You know I'm talking about you. Good, you're here too. Just stay here for a moment. But okay, so going back to it, when you're going to share this tool, and this does talk about the business of Young Living, okay? It takes people through the journey of what network marketing is, and it takes them to you know, the wellness industry. It all talks like sort of generic about it, and then it moves into Young Living. We are creating new languaging in Young Living. When I first started out in making materials, I was the first one to create a training system in Young Living. And my whole intention at that time was I wanted to change the languaging around Young Living. I did not work at full-time. I had a full-time job. I needed people to understand things very quickly, and they had no idea what I was talking about if I just said essential oils and all the constituents in them. Okay? Which is the way Young Living talked about it at that time. I said we must start referring to this as a lifestyle. And if you all remember, who's been around for a while, I created what was called the Introduction to the Young Living Lifestyle. And the point of that was to change the languaging so that people refer to it as a lifestyle. A few years after that, we had this unnamed company do really crappy stuff, and they left, and I said, you know what, this is a good thing though, we're going to create a revolution. That's what we're doing. The next step of it is Young Living is going to be in a revolution. Anybody remember this whole revolution thing? Everyone talking about the revolution? Right. Well, now I decided, me, I don't know why. I just feel this way. Maybe it's my cognition background. But now I feel like there needs to be another shift. Okay? And the shift needs to go to the standard.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So, what this video does and what I'm hoping it does and how it will wave across the field is because I want people to start referring to Young Living as the standard. Okay? Because we are, it's truth, and people need to know that, and this video emphasizes that. We are the standard. Okay? So,
what do you want to talk about?
well, how did you like it? What did you think?
So, mind-blowing is exactly how I described it. Is exactly what I said. I've studied all different stuff, like just network marketing in general, you know, Eric Worre, all these things that we do, and I've studied a lot of it. There is nothing even slightly comparable to this out there. I was floored by it. I watched it 6 times yesterday. Legitimately, I'm a massage therapist. I had a client on the table. I said, I have to have my headphones in, just so you know, no disrespect. Like, don't get me wrong, he's been a client of mine for 8 years, wasn't unprofessional, but I'm like, I have something to listen to, and it's more important. Like, I have to, like, it was mind-blowing. Like, this is something, exactly what we were saying, that you can explode from. Like, I have such a fire under my ass just from watching this, and, sorry. I think that this is something that it makes it tangible and it makes it understood. And you know what it is when you watch it? It doesn't just start with like, we're Young Living and we're oils and you have to buy them because they're great and go on yarn, spend all your money and your products stink and da-da-da-da. It's not about that. It teaches you why network marketing is the profession if you want freedom, wellness, purpose, abundance, and success now. No matter what your age is, no matter what your background is, no matter what your education is, it teaches you all of that, and then it's like, boom, the standard of that, the best place to be is Young Living. And it's just, it's incredible. It's incredible.
I can't follow that up. First of all, Jehan, thank you for this. Like, this is something that I think so many of us have wanted for a really, really long time. I have to say everything that she said is exactly the truth. During lunchtime, Jehan let me watch this video, so I kind of snuck up here and like sat in the corner and started watching this video. I was in tears because this is exactly what I've been looking for. And I really felt, well, what I wanted to do is look at it from a point of fresh eyes, and I've been with Young Living since 2002, so I wanted to look at it through a fresh set of fresh eyes, and as soon as, like, not even 10 minutes into it, I said, oh my God, I have this is so easy to show people because it shows the passion of network marketing, what network marketing can do for you. And exactly what you said with the lifestyle of Young Living and how it's not something that's in your face like rah, 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 we're, you know, so great or whatever. It shows that we are the standard, that there's no comparison.
I don't think we have time. No. She's like, show it, 2 minutes. Okay, so it's a thank you. Thank you guys for getting I want you all to know, when you get on a mission, how much you can get dedicated to something and what you can produce as a result. I know nothing about video editing. Nothing. For some of you who do know, that'll be obvious. For the most of you who are in my boat, won't be so obvious, you know? And I was able to produce this. It took 70 hours of editing just for me to do this, mostly because I have no idea what I'm doing. But I wanted it to look and feel a certain way. I wanted it to be a gift. You know, Young Living has given me so much. The field has given me so much. I wanted to give back to everybody and give a tool that you can easily use, that you can own, call your own, put it on your website. You could embed it if you wanted to. I left all the permissions open unless someone like really sucks and starts, you know, stealing and altering, then I have to shut them down. But other than that, you all have the ability right now. You can take it, download it, do whatever you want, use it as a tool. Now, I'm going to strongly encourage you not to get the link, whether it's mine or yours or whatever, and just send it to someone and say, here, look at this. How many people do you think would do that? None. None. Make it valuable. You want to tell a story, right? Going back to what is your mission? Why are you sending it to them to begin with? Why do you care about them? I'm on a mission to bring people hope, and I think this might speak to you. Please watch it and let me know what you think. Does that sound very different than watch this? Yeah. You see, come up with your own thing, and it might be a little bit different depending on the person that you're sending it to, and you want to, and do not by any stretch send it as a mass anything, okay? But you want to be able to put it, you can put it on your social media, you can put it on your Facebook, I don't really care, but wherever you put it, make sure that point of contact, reflects you, your mission, your vision. Make sense? and use this tool well. Okay, last thing very quickly. I'm having an event, a full-day event on November 3rd. Epic event. You're all welcome to come to it and to be part of it if you'd like. It's an experiential event. It's a full day. It's not a full day of lecturing. We're actually going to move you through different processes and stuff. Really get in touch with who you are, what your desires are, what your mission is, everything that we're talking about today, and then some. So you're all welcome. It is open to the public, not just the Living Fit Club members, but you will see a registration link on Living Fit Club site, which is livingfit.club. You'll see the registration link there if you were interested in joining us for that event. And this is my contact. If you want to follow me, thank you very much.